The teachers' strike, now in its third week, has plunged the country's public education system into a crisis. The strike, whose end is not yet in sight, has disrupted the teaching program as students continue counting lost lessons. And with the union officials maintaining a hardline stance and defying court orders to call off the strike, it is not clear whether the government will extend the second term or push the examination dates to allow candidates adequate time to prepare. Salim Belu has the details.
At the Industrial Court Tuesday morning, and the Teachers Service Commission sought to withdraw the contempt of court charges served against the union's top brass on condition that NAT complies with the Industrial Court's directive to call off the strike within 24 hours. NAT lawyer John Baluto, however, told the court the directive was an ambush and a tall order to enforce.
For the avoidance of doubt, the orders issued by this court on 1st July 2013 remain in force.
While dropping the contempt of court charges, Industrial Court Judge Lynette Ndolo, however, said the withdrawal of the charges was subject to calling off the strike by the officials. A directive the union has no intention of honouring, fueling fears that more learning lessons will be lost.
Talking about every day, eight lessons is what a normal learning day at primary level the learners would go through. So if you're looking at 3 weeks, you're talking about 120 lessons that have been lost for the entire 3 weeks, and really nobody can argue that this can be compensated in any way unless by adding on 3 weeks into the calendar of the term.
This in a school term that is as demanding as it is intensive, given the challenge of completing core tasks in the education calendar, including the completion of the syllabus. To begin with, there was the 3-week-long teachers' strike in September last year that altered the education calendar. As a consequence, national examinations were postponed.
But then again, when we opened for the first term, there was the election with us and the nominations, and all that disrupted the education calendar by really so much loss of time. We are talking about close to 1 month. In fact, the Form 1s, because of the delayed release of KCPE results, most of them even reported as late as second term.
If there is no breakthrough in the talks, it is the 10 million pupils in public primary schools and an approximated 2 million students in secondary schools who will continue to pay the price as the union and government play hardball.
And it's something that is worth a lot of attention, because you're talking about the private students. They're going on with their business as usual, and yet they will sit the same exam. And then we shall be here talking about balancing. We want this number of public students, the same as private, and really it's not a fair playing ground, because the private students have been on business.
A win-win solution for the public education sector remains elusive. Salim Belu, Citizen Live at 9.